So let's look at a very crude way of using this to deal a hand. So let's imagine that I've got a player 1 and the dealer, and if we think about it, the hand that they're going to hold is going to be a list of cards. In fact, I'm just going to give them 2 each. So let's take these 2 lines out because we don't need to see them at the moment. So we've got up to the point where we have created a deck of cards and we've shuffled the deck. So what I'm going to do is do player equals nothing. He has an empty list to begin with, and the dealer also has an empty list of cards to begin with. And what we're going to do is we're going to add cards onto these in a very crude fashion. I would never do this in reality, but it's going to sort of prove the point of using the pop and what's happening. So I'm going to deal a card to the player. So to add to the player's deck, I need append. That's going to add a value to the player's deck. And what I'm going to add to that deck is my deck, because remember that's what it's called, dot pop at position 0. Now if you remember the last video I was talking about indexing, and what I'm doing is taking the very first value, not the last value. When I just use pop with nothing in those brackets, it's going to choose the last value in the list. If I put 0 in, it's going to choose the 0th element, in other words the first item in the list. So that's the player's card. So what I'm going to do is print that out, print the player, and you'll see the fact that the player gets a card, and rather than you count all the cards, I'm going to print length of the deck now, which should be 1 shorter and should be 51 with that card missing. So if we also print the deck to begin with, you'll see that happen. Okay, so let's run this little change in our program. So there we go, we have our initial deck of cards, and the deck of cards started with the Queen of Diamonds. This is now the player's hand, which is the Queen of Diamonds, and I don't think I printed the deck out afterwards. I should have done that, but you should see that the deck after that would start off with the King of Diamonds. But anyway, that aside, I've now only got 51 cards in my pack instead of 52. So let me just print that deck out afterwards as well, so you can see the change. And let's put some spacing in as well. So I'll print the deck, and then I'm just going to have a blank print line, and I'm going to have blank print after each and every. Oh, okay, let's do it. No, let's stick with this one. Just print. I was going to put a new line in, which wouldn't have helped me very much. So let's run that one again, and this time I've got, there's my initial deck starting with the Queen of Hearts. I've got 52 cards there. The player has got the Queen of Hearts. I've now got 51 cards in my deck, and as you can see, my new deck, 51 cards, starts from the 10 of Hearts. So that's dealing a card out to a player. Now I could do that in a very crude fashion, so let me take all of these out again. So the player starts off with an empty hand, the dealer has an empty hand, the player gets the first card from the deck, and then we could do the same with the dealer. The dealer gets the next card on the deck. We're shuffling around the table. We're dealing around the table, sorry. And then the player gets the next card. And then the dealer gets the next card after that. And let's give them 3 cards each. So obviously I'm going to go through this again once more. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it. And I'm going to print player. First of all, I'm going to print the deck before I deal out. Print deck plus, and this is what I was talking about last time, a new line. So that saves me writing a separate print statement. Print the deck, then I'm going to deal it out. I'm going to print the player plus, let's just copy this. Let's put that back to lowercase. And I'm going to print the dealer. Let's just copy that. Change that for dealer. And let's get some information in here. Print the deck as it is now. Just copy that. And how many cards are in the deck. So hopefully each player will have been dealt 3 cards. We'll see it from there. So the player will get 3 cards, the dealer will get 3 cards. We'll see what the deck looks like after and before we deal. And hopefully once we've dealt, the length of the deck, or the amount of cards in the deck, will be 6 less than we began with. So let's try that. Oops. Can only concatenate list, not string to list. So where did I make that mistake? Alright, okay, yeah. Maybe we need to try the comma, because that's not a string, it's a list. Schoolboy mistake. Not saying that's killed it, I don't normally do it this way. There we go. So I've got my deck to begin with, my shuffled deck, starting off with the 4 of clubs, the 6 of hearts, 8 of hearts, jack of hearts, and alternately they will be given out. So player 1 should have 4 of clubs, 8 of hearts, 8C. The dealer should have 6 of hearts, jack of hearts, and jack of spades. And we can see that they've both been dealt the correct hand. The jack of spades was the last one dealt out with. So those 6 cards have been dealt, and the rest of the pack starts at the 7 of diamonds, which is there, 7 of diamonds, and I've got 46 cards. 46 plus 6 is 52. So I've now got a way of generating a pack of cards, shuffling that pack of cards and dealing them.